The battle for the soul of college football, it kicks off this weekend. Our classic rivalry matchups, an endangered tradition. Matt Futterman, one of our sports geniuses. I'm going to use the word genius.
That's a pretty big word.
You're good with that. Take it. It's here with us on lunch break.
You said it,
I said it. The battle for the soul of college football. I mean, are these classic rivalries, because of the new setup with sort of playoffs and trying to get us one champion, are these classic rivalries endangered?
So when I was a kid, everything was come down to sort of rivalry weekend, because there really were no games between the big rivalries, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, and the bowl games.
Right.
Now you have this whole other layer of games, the conference championship games, which really have sort of more impact on who wins college football, who plays in those postseason games, than the actual rivalries do. So there's a little bit of a balancing act here. College football is built on, pomp and grandeur and tradition, and a lot of that comes out of these rivalries, but their impact on what everybody's talking about, I think, is sort of starting to take a back seat, and you see that in some of the television numbers.
Now, for people who don't follow college football, that aggressively, remind people how the sort of champion has been determined for so long, and now what the change is going to be.
Well, for years, there really was no national champion. It's just sort of this mythical national championship. There were a couple of polls. The AP had one, UPI had a poll, and it didn't really come down to anything. It was just sort of a general consensus. And a lot of people still wish it was that way. College football is becoming more like every other sport. There's going to be a regular season, and then a playoff-like situation, and then a definitive national champion. We sort of already have that with two teams playing in the BCS title game. There's often some controversy about which teams deserve to go, but in 2014, that's all going to change. There's going to be a 4-team playoff. A lot of people say that eventually that's going to be an 8-team playoff. There's a big debate about when that might happen, or if it even will happen. Right. So, but the upshot is, college football used to be this sort of strange, unique animal in the American sports landscape, and it's not really going to be that way anymore.
So what are the odds of us seeing one of these classic rivalry matchups, the ones that, get the people out tailgating at 7 a.m., and just work everybody into a frenzy and get the eyeballs, seeing one of those matchups actually be the final two in the championship?
Well, it's probably not going to happen almost never, because every team, really, every big team is going to be part of a conference, and most of those conferences, if they have 12 teams, can hold a conference championship game. So the rivalry game will take place before then, and it'll be important. It'll be good for that team to win the game, but there'll be another game after it if they don't win in some cases and they still make the championship game, or if they do win, they'll have to win another game. I mean, you see that with Florida, not with Florida State. You see that with the Alabama-Auburn game. This weekend, the Iron Bowl classic game. Alabama's probably gonna win. Great. Then they're gonna have to play another game next week against probably Georgia.
Right.
Well, definitely Georgia. And they're gonna have to win that game. And if they win that game, maybe they'll get to the BCS title game. Eventually, if they win that game, then they'll probably win a spot in the 4-team playoffs. They'll play a semifinal and then a final game.
We've done this to ourselves. We have to have a champion in America, and this is what it's come to.
I guess it does. That's what we like.
Matt Futterman, more in the arena section on Friday. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks very much.
Appreciate it.